Welcome to the Mel Movie Podcast. Today I have a very special guest, my friend. We both started around the same time on TikTok, but he definitely blew up. Staxx, Horror.Rocs on TikTok with 20K subs. That's a lot. That's great. Horror_Rocs on Instagram, 60K subs. Amazing. And then Horror Rockman on Facebook. So how are you doing today, Staxx?
Excellent. I'm excited to have some very interesting conversations today.
And everyone here is in luck because we are going to be discussing a very popular topic right now, incel horror. And this was brought about because of the movie Obsession that just came out a couple weeks ago. But it is a hot topic that everyone is interested in talking about. So what is incel horror? For me, I feel like incel horror is maybe like a man, usually in a situation that is trying to control or manipulate a woman against what she's trying to do or against her wishes. And so there's a lot of sci-fi and horror movies that we're going to discuss today that kind of lean into that. But of course, there's real life incel situations, but we'll just be talking about the movies today. Staxx, what's your interpretation of incel horror?
So when I think about incel horror, I go straight to I start with the dictionary definition of what an incel is. An incel is a involuntary celibate. So it is a guy, he wishes that he could find love. He wishes that he could find a woman, but just for whatever reasons, it could be socially or personality wise that he just can't do it. And so the horror comes from him wanting to overcome this by any means necessary. So
Yeah.
that is the core of incel horror to me.
Definitely. And so why is incel horror becoming, I guess like we're like deeming it or dubbing it incel horror. I wouldn't say, is it like a real genre? I think it is now. A lot of movies are falling into this trope, especially horror movies. But why is it so popular now? It seems like a lot of this has sprung about with maybe like quote unquote red pill content that has become popularized. There's that Netflix documentary Manosphere that talks about stuff like that. So it's kind of all becoming, I think this genre popularized because of this manosphere kind of a movement, which a lot of it is like anti-woman, get the woman by any means necessary, stuff like that kind of rhetoric. I'm not sure. I don't watch that kind of content.
Definitely. I mean, we are living in a world right now where a man's his whole worth is based off of, accomplishment and, his status in life, right? And so life is hard right now. And guys are finding it hard to find the significant other because, women of today, they want a guy that has the ability to, provide a certain lifestyle. And as men become disconnected from that certain lifestyle that women are seeking, it becomes increasingly harder for them to find, a significant other. So, a lot of guys are resorting to extreme measures to try to find love and find a significant other. And it's translating over into horror.
Yes.
So it makes for some very entertaining horror, but at the same time, it's realistically sad, to put it, simply.
Right. It's kind of like sad because it's like a lot of these men have to resort to such extreme or desperate measures in these horror movies where it's like maybe you could have just spoke your mind or communicated a little bit better. You didn't have to resort to this extreme measures. So I mean, a lot of these movies exemplify lack of confidence, insecurities in the men, which is what you're saying, that maybe like some women the rhetoric trying to put them into this kind of like provider mentality or provider situation, and it's just too much.
Provider of a certain lifestyle, more importantly.
It's like it's overwhelming.
It's no longer just about providing a roof over your head and food on the table, like it was a long time ago for our parents and their parents that came before them. It's more about, can you provide the private jets and the yachts and the and the Gucci bags and all of this lifestyle. So the further disconnected a guy gets away from that, it becomes increasingly harder to get the kind of woman that he wants to get.
the Gucci bags and private jets. Okay,
Yeah,
maybe a Gucci bag.
the Hermes Birkins, you know.
Okay, yeah, those bags are like 50K. Let's be realistic here. A lot of, I would say like 99% of people can't afford really a Hermes bag without hurting somewhere, okay? Because those are
Right.
expensive.
I mean, that's
Private
true.
jets.
That's
I know.
true, but social media disconnects
Yes.
people from the reality because
Right.
when you go on the social media, which
Mm-hmm.
social media is everywhere now, and that's all you see is, oh look, I'm on the jet, I'm eating duck and frog with my Hermes bag right here, you know.
Wait, so you're telling me that is a possibility? I'm just kidding. No, no, no. A lot of it is fake, anyways, on social media, as we know. It's like they rent these private jets to film their content. The food
Yeah.
could be like a bunch of them paid money for the food, or a bunch of them pay money to rent a house or to rent a car or to lease a car. So a lot of it is fake, but you know,
Yeah.
they portray it as this is my real life and I did this on my own and I've got money bags or
Right.
and you know, it's not real, a lot of it. Sometimes it is. But
Yeah.
social media is definitely distorting what real reality looks like, because that's not just going to happen for everyone. Private jets and Hermes bags and foie gras and duck on the
Yeah.
airplane.
And it's also creating a lot more incels in today's society than there probably would be if we just had normal standards about our everyday life. You know, when before things became such a glamour chase in today's society, you know, the average guy probably wouldn't be an incel, but now the average guy, we're seeing the average guy become an incel nowadays.
It seems like there's like a shifting dynamic, especially in these horror movies, where this nice guy, because of these actions, maybe it's just one action, like we're going to talk about an obsession that really led to like with the events later, the wish, that can lead them into this kind of incel. I think there could be a difference, like actually incel and like incel mentality. So either or, it can really push them to that, because yeah. And do you have any experiences dealing with incels yourself? I feel like I don't have any stories about a potential incel situation. Not really. I couldn't think of it thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, me being prior military, you know, served 6 years in the Navy, I have plenty of situations dealing with guys that I would consider incels. You know, we would go into clubs and we would go to places overseas, and we would always see attractive women, especially overseas, you know, in
Oh,
some
yeah.
of these, you know, Arabian countries and stuff like that. And
Those ladies
they
looking
would be,
nice.
yeah, they would be so terrified to go and talk to these women. And it's just like, I've always been the type of guy, like, I'll just talk to whoever. I don't care. Like, it's like, what's the worst that can happen? She can say no, she's not interested. Oh, well, whatever. You move on to the next one. But
Well, yeah, it's like you were in the same position you were once, like 2 minutes ago, like with the no.
Right.
So, you know, might as well shoot your shot.
But some guys are so intimidated by rejection that they just can't even bring themselves to try to approach a lady. So,
Yes.
you know, I've had situations where guys were like, well, you know, we would be in clubs and they could easily try to talk to a woman, but they don't want to do it. And they would rather just be like, well, you know, I can go down to the strip or whatever and try to purchase me a woman, when you could have easily just tried to talk to a lady in the club, you know. So to me, that's
Yeah.
incel mentality, you know.
That's
like,
incel mentality, right? Because they're
Yeah.
probably, you know, getting something at the end of that paid for interaction, right? But
Right.
incel mentality, instead of approaching a woman, being too scared of the possible rejection. By the way, they don't know if they would have gotten rejected or not. Maybe not.
Right.
If you guys are coming in with your uniforms, it's like, hey, there's something about a dude in a uniform.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Ladies like that. Or that's a trope,
Right.
but a stereotype.
I mean,
So-
they do,
do,
especially
though.
overseas. I mean,
Especially
you
overseas.
I remember going to Dubai and it was like we would get off the ship and we have our uniforms on, and it would be like we were like celebrities or something, you know. So just that, based on that alone, it's like, hey, you see a girl you're attracted to, just go talk to her.
Just
like,
talk to-
what-
And also, it's like I feel a lot of these guys like put too much pressure on themselves, which is what we'll be talking about in the next movie in the beginning opening scenes with Bear, to try to even approach a woman, like trying to rehearse, like just be yourself, be a little natural, be a little. You don't have to be super confident, but just confident in yourself, and that does come across. Like women will reciprocate to that.
Right.
You could be shy, but as long as like you're confident in like your approach, I think that's probably enough.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like cocky egotistical, but
Right.
so,
Because that can be a turnoff too. So
yes, it is. It can be, and we'll see that in some of the movies coming out that we're going to be talking about. So the latest movie in this incel horror genre that we're calling it now, Obsession 2026. So I saw this about 2 weeks ago, and this movie has been causing a lot of discussion because of the actions of both Bear and Nikki. Also the friends, they're not totally blameless in the situation, but in my opinion, and I'm gonna come out strong, I think Bear is an incel. And even from that first opening scene in the diner when he was talking to Ian and Sarah what he was gonna tell Nikki, it was all like, oh, Nikki was there when my grandma died, Nikki was there when I first moved, but he didn't say anything about actually Nikki herself, like as an individual, as a person that he's trying to proclaim his love to. What does he even like about her? That she's just physically around, that she was just kind of nice, like nice enough. I mean, he was putting her in a Delulu fantasy pedestal, and that is incel mentality to me. So sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, people have been coming at me as like, yeah, he was just practicing, he was shy. But if you listen to what he's saying, it's not just shy. It's more like, what is she doing for him? Not like,
Right.
I love her because of her personality, humor. I find her very attractive. I mean, that's part of it, but more things than just that, because he's proclaiming his love to her, like in the beginning, or supposed to be, and it does not come across like that at all to me. So I don't know what you thought of Bear in the opening scenes. I'm coming off real strong. That's incel.
No, yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, to me, Bear is like the core essential definition of an incel. He not only in the opening acts, but just like the entire movie, he's an incel because, I mean, again, going back to the original definition, an incel is an involuntary celibate, and
Right.
he is in that situation because he does not, I guess, for lack of a better term, he doesn't have the balls to approach a woman and say what he's feeling and express himself. And so he had to resort to desperate, dangerous measures
Wish
to
magic.
force her into a situation that she doesn't want to be in. She didn't ask to be, you know, endlessly in love with him. And
Right.
he forced her into that situation. So Bear is absolutely, without a doubt, the core essential definition of what an incel is. There's no other way around it. There's no other way that he can be described.
He not only an incel, but an incel, and I stand by this. He was taking his grandma's drugs 100%. That's how the cat got it. He looked like he smelled. He looked a bit greasy. He does not clean his apartment, even though I know it's his grandma. She had passed away a while ago. He just seems like he needs to put himself a little first, like get his life a little bit together, and maybe he would have had more confidence to talk to Nikki, in that she gave him so many opportunities to be open and to express his feelings, and he denied his feelings for her every single time. But the actors, when they were asked in an interview, do you think they would have given it a go if he confessed his feelings? They both said probably. They think that maybe they would have tried to give it a go, Nikki and Bear, potentially, if he was able to express himself, because there are maybe some subtle hits that maybe she could have liked him a little bit, or maybe she would have seen him more than just a brother, but he couldn't get over those insecurities, but he needed to have her by any means necessary.
Yeah,
So,
and she straight up asked him in the movie.
yes.
She said, "Do you like me?" Like, what? There's never a bigger window of opportunity to just come out and come clean than that.
I know.
know?
It's so
So-
frustrating because we're all watching like, just tell her, and he doesn't tell her.
Right. And so that in itself, that is the core of an incel, a guy that cannot express himself and just be honest to try to get the
Right.
girl. I mean, you don't have to go spend money. You don't have to go and do nothing elaborate and put on a show. You don't got to go buy the Hermes Birkin or the Gucci. She's just asking you a simple question. Do you
Yes.
like me? So come out and be honest and see what kind of response you get and go from there. And if it's not meant to be, dude, it's just not meant to be. Move on. There's like I don't know how many billions of more women in the world. So
Well, he already had a girl that liked him right in front of his eyes.
exactly.
Sarah.
Exactly.
And she's cute. She's cute too, yo. Sarah's adorable. I
Right.
love her. But he had Nikki in this like fantasy Delulu pedestal the whole time in his mind that he couldn't see clearly another girl, which they got along really well, and we saw that throughout the movie, that liked him right in front of his eyes. That was a what do they say? A easier barrier to entry.
Right.
than Nikki at that point, because Nikki didn't really show any interest in him, and also she was banging Ian, but we don't find that out until later. So, but
Right.
you know,
And
he was just so focused in
the
Nikki.
other option, she was kind of like shy with trying to talk to him. So
Right.
it was kind of like, he had the upper hand as far as gaining her, in a relationship or whatever, but he didn't want her. He wanted Nikki.
He wanted
So-
Nikki, but for what reasons? Not very good ones. Just the fantasy.
The reasons
Fantasy.
weren't explained. I think it was mainly just a lust thing,
It was
like
lust.
he lusted after her, and that
Yes.
was it.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't a love situation, because I feel like if I was in that diner and I would have been like, so what do you actually like about Nikki? He probably wouldn't be able to say anything other than she's hot.
Right. And
Like,
she's
realistically.
been there. She's been there for me, So
It seems like so has Ian and Sarah, so
right.
seems like his friends were. So, all right, he makes the wish with the one wish willow. Oh, Nikki, I want you to love me more than anything else in the world or something, or more than I want you to love me more than anything else. And, it just turns out terribly in the movie. Nikki becomes obsessed with him, and she's kind of possessed by the one wish willow. It's not a demon, but it's kind of like, it's not a demon, but it's the wish that is possessing her.
Some people are saying it's the cat. It was the cat.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I agree with that. 'Cause why would the cat want to eat itself? Or like, do you know? Also, did
Well,
that
some people
apartment
say,
smell really
because the
bad?
cat, it's the cat because, a cat will bring other dead cats
yeah.
to its owners as a reward.
You think that theory is real though? I don't know. I think that's
it
a good
holds some
stretch.
weight. It's got some weight to it.
It's got a little bit of weight. She didn't act too cat-like, but she did have those like glowing eyes by the door that people are also saying like the cat theory as well, which I think personally that's more of a predator thing than just cat, but I do think
Yeah,
that
and then
apartment
like
smelled
at
really
towards
bad.
the end of the movie when like he came in the house after she had like took the hair off the friend or whatever, and he walked in the house and she was like skipping in the back, it was kind of like a cat.
Yeah, I could kind of see that. They said the direction that they wanted to go in with a lot of those scenes was it looked like she would be controlled by like a puppeteer. So she was the puppet. And I can see that as well. Like kind of like a
Yeah.
puppetry motion. So one of the other big scenes in the movie that they describe as incel, when Nikki is doing a lot of really crazy things throughout the movie. Obsessed. She is not letting him leave. She needs to be next to him the whole time. She is standing in her apartment, just like, waiting for him to come back. But there is also the real Nikki inside of Nikki, or Wish Willow Nikki, or I
Right.
guess the obsession Nikki, that she kind of comes out a little bit, and we see that there's like, whoa, what's going on? What am I doing? What's going on? The one scene where they wake up from bed and she's like, please kill me. This isn't me. Like, just end this. This is a lot of pain, and this is the biggest incel pretty much proof we have in the movie that he's like, what's so bad about being with me? Yo, it is not about you, Bear. That is
Right.
not what she's saying.
Right.
Oh my gosh. The biggest incel line right there. It has nothing to do with you. And she is going through a lot of pain. I think this was after she stabbed herself in the face with a bottle. So
Yeah.
come on. Come on now. Let it go. And he knows how to let it go.
Right, and that is true. I mean, when it comes to guys that fit that category as an incel, they're so afraid of being alone forever and
Yeah.
not having the thing that they want, the person that they want, that the other person actually is not important to them. They just become an object. You know, it's like this is an object to bring me happiness. It doesn't matter if they're happy or not. And he had that on
Right.
full display.
Oh my gosh. And so that's why I don't feel like he was necessarily like villainous Bear at the beginning, but he was definitely the villain.
Yeah,
People
he was
like
the
to say
villain.
also like Nikki was leading him on, that she was like, oh, nobody is gonna know when I like them, and like a little flirty, but that still doesn't warrant even
Right.
making it such a dangerous wish like that. You really,
Right.
after she said in the car that she wanted to, move away and find real love and like start like her own journey and like, move on from that whatever small town, is his one wish is to make her fall in love with him so that she can stay in this crappy town with him. It's like, come on, let her go.
Yeah.
That's how
And
I
I
feel
don't think I don't think that Nikki was being like villainous or anything as far as like her like for Bear, because I've known women can have a connection with a guy and could actually like him, as somebody that they would potentially be with, but the guy has shown no interest and made no advances to try to make that happen.
Yeah.
So the
They give up.
woman will just let it stay in the friend zone. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't blame Nikki for that. I think that it goes back to Bear, because Bear is the man, he's the male, and a male should pursue the woman that he desires, but respectfully, not going and making some demonic wish and making her forced to be in love with you. You know what I'm saying?
Jeez. Oh man, no, it's true because Nikki, maybe she was flirting a bit, but she gave him the chances. He didn't take any of them. She gave him so many freaking chances.
Right.
He didn't take it. He couldn't be honest with himself. He couldn't get over his insecurities. He couldn't take a shower. I'm just kidding. He just looks like he smells, honestly. I'm like ragging on Bear. Not the actor, the character. He just looked like he smells. And, he just couldn't get it together to really just confess what he felt about Nikki. He didn't want to actually explore that. It also makes me think of something like the incel, like these motifs, these concepts in these movies. It's like controlling the women to such a state where they're not able to make their own choices. So how happy do you feel that this woman is in love with you? She's being controlled, in this case, by a
Right.
wish. Like, is
Right.
that really satisfying you? Is that genuine? Does that actually make you feel good? And I feel like if you're like real incel mentality, yeah, it would, because you wouldn't care
Because
about the
you
woman.
you don't care what they really think or what they really
Yeah.
feel. You just care about how they're making you feel.
Yeah.
So-
That's definitely it. I mean, like, it's all about how Nikki made Bear feel, how Nikki made Bear look in front of the friends and everything like that. He didn't really care about her. Even when he made the phone call in the back of the Wish Willow, he's like, I want to alter the wish, not cancel it. That's not the first thing
Right.
he said. Even though the dude was leading them on and is like, we can't cancel. He's like, I thought you were implying that you could. It's like, no. That was a really funny moment. But then he put on the guy on the phone, the screaming Nikki, and Bear could actually hear her in extreme pain, trying to get back a hold of her body. Like, I'm sure she's trying to do that the whole time. So
Yeah.
he, at that point, and that was like maybe halfway around the movie, still didn't care. Did not care.
Yeah, and then like when you look at the part where like he was talking to her and she, this was after like she stabbed her face with the bottle, and she was saying he was telling her, well, I just want you to be Nikki. Can you be Nikki? I just want you to be Nikki. And she was saying, she was crying. She was like, I can't be Nikki, because
Right.
Nikki doesn't really love you, so I can't really be Nikki, and you wish for me to love you. So that was telling you right there that, that really wasn't how Nikki was feeling, but he didn't care. He just was like, well, this is Nikki's body and she's making me happy, so that's all I care about.
Jeez. Definitely very questionable, super questionable once he realized it was the wish controlling her and it was not Nikki, just taking advantage of her left and right, and then making her seem bad in front of Ian and also in front of Sarah. It was just like, you're ruining this girl's life for your own selfish your own selfishness, honestly. And that's definitely incel behavior for sure. He's way past just incel mentality. He is an incel. 100%. He's not like, oh, I'm a little bit of an incel. No, he is properly pure incel. And, he got what was coming to him at the end. He was wanting to end the wish. She killed Sarah. That was a great scene, by the way, that when she killed Sarah in the car. Maybe I should have said spoilers. I'll put spoilers in the description. But that was a great scene. But when she was trying to be like, oh, you want to be with Sarah? I could be like Sarah. Drew the tattoos, put on the dress, scalped her, and put the hair. Oh, I love all that. He's like, no, this is too much. And even when he tried to end his life, he wanted to throw it up when he was trying to end the wish. So that even shows how much of a coward he is, because he knew Nikki was never going to stop, like this possessed Nikki. So even a coward all the way up until the end, he definitely got what was coming to him.
Yeah.
An overdose.
Yeah, he did.
That dude sucks. And I still stand by he sucks even from the beginning of the movie. People are like, oh, so endearing. He was being so sweet. No, man, he was being creepy, 100% creepy up the wall. Like, I cannot with that.
There was nothing sweet about Bear. Nothing. So if anybody can want to try to deny that Bear was an incel, I have serious questions for you.
They do try to deny it. I have some conversations like this. And so people will say like a female perspective, but you've got the male perspective. So we've got both perspectives here, and we're coming to the same conclusion. This dude was a messed up dude. And like you were saying about your, or we were talking about earlier, once they have like a little bit of power or somehow able to get a little bit of power, they take it way too far because they're just,
the last thing you want to do is give an incel power.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's nothing that's more gratifying than power for people with that mentality. It's like, oh, now I got the power to just make whatever I want happen, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. And that is a dangerous situation with a person like that, because there's no telling what they will do.
Curry Barker said that, the director of Obsession, he said that it's not necessarily the One Wish Willow that is cursed. It's the wish itself that was cursed. Basically, taking someone's autonomy and their ability to be themselves is a cursed thing in itself. And I agree with that, because there's some theories going on with the shop owner. Did you hear that?
No, I haven't heard the theories.
Oh, okay. So the shop owner of the One Wish Willow, the theory is, I actually do kind of agree with this. It was a woman in the beginning, and they did the One Wish Willow, and they were a man later. And I think someone said that there was a flag, maybe a possible trans flag in the back, and they wished to be man. Was their wish, and it looked like it happened. Because the guy said at the end, like, yeah, like the shop owner, it's like, yeah, it works. Like, I know.
Yeah, he's like, I got my wish.
I got my wish. And that, I think people are saying that's the wish. So something like that is like, that person's not hurting anybody, not taking anyone's autonomy. It's something that will enhance their lives because that's something that they've always wanted. Now, if I had the One Wish Willow, I think I would be like, Ian, maybe $1 billion is crazy. I'd probably wish for like $20 million or something. I think. What would be your wish, Staxx, if you had the One Wish Willow?
I think if I get $100 million, I can pretty much do whatever I want to do in life from that point. So just give me that.
Yeah, I think just money. Are you hurting anybody? Maybe the economy, but not that much. So I don't know.
But yeah, that's funny. That's funny that you say that, because wasn't the shop owner, if with the One Wish Willow shop owner, wasn't it a female when he first went in there?
Yes.
And then when he went back, it was a male.
That's right.
So yeah, I didn't even notice that. That is interesting.
That's like a theory that's going around, but I feel like it could be true. Yeah, I feel like that's probably what happened, because a lot of those One Wish Willows were gone. That people had bought them up. So I think the shop owner might have purchased one just for fun. Oh, there's another theory too, that they were saying that Nikki lost her crystal, and since she didn't have it, she didn't have the protection against the magic of the One Wish Willow. And look at Bear here. This is some incel stuff too. He's like, he knows that she would have liked the crystal more, but what did he get her? A One Wish Willow that he then later used. He didn't even give it to her.
Well, he didn't get it for. He did get it for her, but
he got it for her.
When it came down to it, yeah, when it came down to it, it was for him.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's also it. Like he was trying to do something nice and get a replacement necklace and ended up just getting something for himself. What the crap is that? Yo, Bear is the villain the whole time, man. Like, come on.
Yeah, he was definitely the antagonist.
I know. And everyone did a great job in that movie. All the performances were great. And I'm just crapping on Bear. That dude sucks. And he got
Yeah,
worse
I mean, we all crap on Bear. I crapped on Bear in my review video. And it's nothing, absolutely nothing against the actor. The actor, he did a great job.
Great job.
It's solely the character.
Yes.
I hated the character.
Me too.
In a good way. In a good way.
I hated him in a way that it's like entertaining enough to watch. I don't agree with his actions, but it was entertaining to watch that unfold, like as the movie progresses.
Right.
So, all right. So that's the latest movie that has come out in this genre. But last year we got another movie, and a lot of people love this movie that came out last year, Companion 2025. That's the movie that came out last year. And basically we have, I don't remember his name, Jack Quaid's character, who has a girlfriend that we later find out, all spoilers for all these movies, that she's what would you call her? A sex robot?
Yeah. It's not really it's not really a spoiler because they put it in the trailer. So
yeah, she's a robot.
Yeah. I think the movie probably would have been better had they not spoiled that in the trailer, but
yeah, that's true. A lot of these trailers, they do be spoiling everything. Somebody told me like that Disclosure Day recently just got totally spoiled on the trailer. It's like everything in the movie. But so anyways, Jack Quaid's character, I forgot his name, but he has Sophie Thatcher's character. She's a robot. And he is not able to acquire his own girlfriend, IRL. So he purchases her to be his companion. And, well, he doesn't like it when she stands up for herself. And she becomes aware of this, and it goes terribly awry when they're in that cabin. Honestly, this movie does slap. I do like a lot of the scenes in this movie. I guess, is this more of a horror or like a psychological thriller? Because it's got some horror aspects.
I think it's more of a thriller. It didn't, as far as it being a horror, I didn't really get horror out of it, but it's definitely a thriller.
Yeah, and the reason that they're saying it's incel is because Jack Quaid's character couldn't make a relationship. Does he talk about his previous ex-girlfriend that didn't work out, probably due to him. He lived in like a little crappy apartment. He doesn't look like he smells, so that's good. So that's good. He looks like he takes a shower. But he treats his companion robot like shit. He treats her bad. At first, it was like, oh, okay, this is not so bad. He was just kind of whatever. And it was fine. But then as the movie's going on, he's treating her worse and worse and worse. And she's becoming aware, Westworld style, like, this is not okay. Something about her settings, right? It totally changes inside of her. So she's able to determine like her own autonomy. She doesn't have to follow everything that he's saying. And she's like, this dude is messed up dude. And he is a messed up dude. And his friends suck too. Well, not all of them.
So it is messed up. And, getting into spoilers, you did say spoilers, right?
I'll put in the description.
I think the way the movie played out, it wasn't so much as him, messing with her settings and whatnot and giving her the autonomy to go against him. It was, he messed with the settings of her because he wanted to kill the guy, the Russian guy.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
And so it was a plan. Now, he did get her because he is an incel himself. He had social issues and couldn't, get past the ex and get a new girl and all that stuff. So he just resorted to having a robot. But he concocted this plan with the girlfriend of the Russian guy. And,
yeah, that's right. They were going to have her do it so that they wouldn't be blamed for it. Like
so they can just blame the robot.
Yeah.
And so he was going to shut her down because she did the deed, and she didn't want to be shut down because she's so in love with him and she wants to be with him. So don't shut me down. No, so that whole situation. And it was fucked up and it was sad. And, again, that's very much incel behavior.
Yes, it is. Just the fact that, well, I mean, he did that planning, but that was after the fact that he had the robot, that he purchased her, the robot. And it shows like him setting her up, enabling her, and then
Right.
setting her up, like programming her, and it's just like. Can you really? I mean, we're getting into that territory right now. Are you going to be able to look at like a robot woman and be like, I'm going to love this, like fall in love with this? Something that cannot disobey me. Something that has like
Yeah.
no free will. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? At that point in the movie, in the very beginning when he purchased her, where we see that. Or like the beginning of the timeline of events. Because I think we got a flashback to that. And it's, we're seeing it now. They're building these like robot women in China and they look great. Honestly, those women are beautiful. Those
I mean, he
robots
was
look amazing.
he was definitely in full incel mode when he
Yes.
first like purchased her, because I mean, even just going to like the beginning of the party scene or whatever it was when they were in the cabin, and she got jealous because he was dancing with the other girl, and he brings her back to the room, and then it just cuts to like the next scene, and he's like, doing the do with it. And he's like, like, so.
Oh my gosh, it was so cringy. Yes.
Right. It was just like, it's pure incel behavior. Like,
Pure.
dude, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, so what's good about this movie is that she definitely got her revenge from being treated like crap. He was going to shut her down for him using her to commit these crimes. Also, she didn't like that. And also his friends that sucked that wanted to do this situation because they're going to steal that money, I think, from the safe. Or they did end up stealing it. I forgot. But
Yeah.
a lot of people really like this movie. I feel like I guess it is like a horror movie, but I still feel like it's a thriller. It's got some thriller aspects to it. It's just kind of like at first you really don't know, unless you watch the trailer, that she's the robot. If you didn't watch the trailer and you didn't know she's a robot, you're like, wow, they're so like cute in love. It's like really
Right.
not that at all. It's like not that at all.
Yeah. Now, see, I didn't watch the trailer before I watched the movie, so
It's good not to
I
watch
was
trailers
surprised.
nowadays.
Yeah, and so I tell people, if you're gonna watch Companion, don't watch the trailer at all. Just go and watch the movie.
Yeah. No, the movie is very enjoyable, and everyone does. The performances are really good in this. Jack Quaid, he's like normally he's not a villain like this normally, because he's like in The Boys, like a Huey and then Novocaine. He normally plays that kind of like derpy character, but here he's like the villain, and he does a pretty good job in this. I do believe he is an incel. Like he plays this incel pretty well in this.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, I can agree with him being classified as an incel, because the whole reason that the android AI person was even involved in this is because he had problems getting a human woman. So she
Or
wouldn't
he
have
had a
even been
girlfriend and she broke up with him. And
right.
he was
So
over it. Yeah.
he had problems moving on and
Mhm.
getting in a new relationship. So he just figures, well, I'll just pay money and just get this artificial person, and I'll just be done with it. So
Yeah, it's like
That's-
she's
that's-
gonna love me for who I am, and I can treat her as bad or as good. One of the scenes that I remember that really stuck out to me was like they were having sex again in the cabin, and he just finished and rolled over, and she's just like,
yeah, that's
Like,
what I'm talking
okay.
about. Like that was like, I was like, okay, yeah, this guy he's got issues.
he's got
know,
issues for
because-
real.
If he's doing that with her, right?
Yeah.
That lets you know that is his mentality. That's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
But like a real woman, that's what he would rather do. He doesn't want to have any kind of like connection with her or lay there and snuggle and, oh honey, I love you. He just
Right.
wants to just roll over like, okay, I'm done with you, my plaything. I'm done with you. I'm going to sleep.
Yes, no, I get it. She's a robot, but also he's treating her like just like a basically
Right.
like a what is it, a fleshlight, basically. Yeah,
'Cause that's
Like, he
that's
means
he's
nothing.
letting you know that's his real mentality. That's what he
his
wants
real
to do.
mentality.
If
And
he had an actual woman there and he was like, he would either do that or he would fake it and be like, hugging her and laying there, grabbing on her, like, oh yeah, I'm just so into you, I love you, honey, and it's all a lie, So
it could for him, that character, I feel like he probably would have rolled over and did like a mini cuddle and then just fall asleep, and then maybe they would have gotten into an argument potentially.
Right.
Like, you can't be treating me like this. Like, I'm not just your, like, a real woman, be like, I'm not your plaything. But in this case, Sophie Thatcher's robot character is his plaything that he purchased.
Right.
But
She's
that's
like,
still not
well,
right treating her like that.
I'm programmed to love you no matter what.
Yes. Even though you treat me like freaking crap basically all the time.
Right.
Yo, he was treating her bad. Like, I feel bad for that girl. Like, for real. I'm glad that she's the final girl. She's the final robot girl. And, you know, I'm glad she is because a lot of people sucked in this movie, too. So many people suck in these movies. It's like, they gotta go.
Yeah. You know, it didn't the two gay the gay guy with the robot.
Yeah.
That caught me off guard, like, because I didn't think that his boyfriend was a robot.
Oh, I didn't. You're right. I totally forgot about them because I don't think. Well, would they be considered incel? Actually,
That's what I was about to say. Like,
Yeah.
would you consider him an incel? Like
It
the gay
seemed
guy?
like he loved him though. Like for
Yeah,
real.
I mean, he did, but
Yeah, it's a bit incel.
is he in a relationship with an android because he couldn't get a real human guy to love him, like be in a relationship with him? Because then that would
Yeah.
classify him as an incel.
I guess we got two incels in this movie. I totally forgot about that guy. yes, because the reveal that the other guy was like a robot, it was like, whoa. I don't. Did they give that away in the trailer? I don't think they did.
No, they didn't, because it caught me.
Yeah.
I was like, like I said, I hadn't watched the trailer, but after watching the movie, I did go and watch the trailer because I did a review on it, and I had the trailer in my video, and it showed nothing about the guy's partner being a robot.
Yes, the guy's partner was a robot, and he had the same story as the Sophie Thatcher's robot girl, and it was just, that's so unnerving, highly unnerving.
Yeah.
Yes, the same kind of like love story, like the costume Halloween party type thing, and there's the
Right.
grocery store thing too. It was like, oh man, these stories are so. Did he really love him? I felt like he loved him, but also, yeah, that is incel behavior.
Yeah, because regardless of him loving him, if his whole reason behind getting him was because he couldn't find like a real human to provide that same connection and relationship with, then that would make him an incel. You know, he was an involuntary celibate. So.
It's true. So in this movie, we have two different kind of incels, like a heterosexual couple and then a homosexual couple. So that's interesting to see it because in the homosexual couple, he didn't treat his robot guy like that bad, but then it like became bad, like obviously towards the end, like their demise or whatever. But he treated him better than Jack Quaid treated. I forgot the character's name. His character treated his robot girl. Because he was treating her bad from the beginning.
But I think though we just ended up seeing like the true personalities, the differences in their personalities, right? Like the gay guy, he really wanted to have a real relationship with somebody and be in love, and he expressed that through having the AI companion.
Yes.
But Quaid's personality was he was all about self. He doesn't care to really love anybody else, and he expressed that on his AI robot. So he just wanted it to all be about him.
He just wanted his needs to be met, whatever they were, emotional or physical.
Which is why it probably didn't work out with the human woman that he had before he got the AI.
Yes, because he might have been already treating her like that. Maybe not to that extreme because he probably couldn't get away with it. You know, like I don't think he's like a dumb guy. He probably would have, but still some of those true colors would have had come out. So that makes me think it's like part of that incel thing is like these guys don't want to work on themselves. I'm sure he realizes what the problem is. I can't get my girlfriend to stay with me. I can't get my girlfriend to love me. What are you doing? Zero self-reflection. He's not able to see what he's doing that could be hurting his ex-girlfriend that we never see, but he talks about because he's just egotistical. What I would be doing wrong? I'm doing everything right. But you know, these women are complicated. Why would I put in the effort? Why would I self-reflect? I'll just buy one.
Right. I don't want to see. I don't want to see what's wrong with me. Just give me something that's going to comply with everything I want, and the world is gravy.
So now, would you get an AI companion robot like in this movie?
Well, I think,
I'm not
you
saying
know,
today. Don't be weird. I'll probably get one to help me with my dogs and clean.
yeah, if I can have an AI companion cutting my grass and doing my maintenance around my house, taking out the trash,
How about
cooking
editing
food,
videos?
editing videos, all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like a connection, there is no artificial assimilation or replication that you can have when it comes to connecting to another person. So I would not want an AI companion for a human connection standpoint. It just
To have like a romantic
right, no,
connection with, right, but for the purposes of assisting, like you're saying, cooking, cleaning, doing yard work, I would
right.
totally get one.
All the things that I don't want to do.
I don't want to do any of that. Clean my pool, pressure wash my patio. I don't want to do any of that. But I'll have an AI companion do that. And I would treat
Right.
them good, okay? I would treat them
Yeah.
nicely. I would treat them
Yeah,
nicely.
and I've had this conversation with people before, and they say, "Well, how does that make you any different from a person that wants a slave? A slave to do all your stuff?"
Oh,
And
I see.
yeah, and my thing is this, right? Like I have a motto in life where I tell people you can always tell the true measure of a person by the way they treat those they don't need to treat well. And so
Yeah.
if you have a whether it be an AI that's doing all your work for you, but they're like a sentient being or a maid or a housekeeper or something like
Hmm.
that, and you treat that person bad, then that's because you don't have to treat that person good, and you're a
Right.
bad person on the
There's
inside.
no consequences of treating them bad.
Right.
But people
But
do
it
that all the time. Yeah. There's
right,
terrible stories like that.
right. And so it all comes down to who are you as a person, really? There's nothing wrong with having assistants to do your daily things that you don't want to do, as long as you're going to compensate them and treat them like a human being
Like
or
a
treat them
human.
like a sentient being if they're AI, whatever. Like they have feelings and you acknowledge their feelings, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the minute you start to treat them like crap, then you have to look at yourself in the mirror and ask, what kind of person are you?
This is like Animatrix territory right here. So when the robots take over, you better treat them nice. Well, I don't want to treat any robots badly. And if I had the $100 million from the One Wish Willow, I definitely wouldn't get a robot. I would just hire some people, treat them well, give them a good livable wage, and then,
Right.
something like that.
Exactly. Exactly.
So the year before that, so we were in 2025. So mentioning movies that are a little bit older. The Blink Twice 2024. Now, this is a movie that stirred up a lot of people because of the fact, well, we had a lot of P. Diddy, Epstein file things, going through, circulating throughout the news. And this movie really hit a lot of the marks of what maybe these files and some of these parties were saying that people were doing, especially the elite people. And so people classify this movie as incel behavior because these men are basically taking the autonomy of these women to do what they will, and they feel like they have no consequences, which I would say they're not technically, I would say they're not really incels, not involuntary celibate, but they have incel mentality, whereas they treat women, and I guess some other people too, just like they're there for their own gratification without really having to put in the effort to get to know them or do anything, because these women forget in the next day what happened. They're basically like a 50 first dates situation. Like they'll forget what happened. So they start fresh every single day, or I don't know how many times, maybe like every 2 days or something like that. But yeah, I agree. This movie does have a lot of incel behavior and incel mentality, kind of like look into it for how these men are treating these women. It's absolutely terrible.
Well, I think this is the movie where we're gonna disagree, because I think that looking back at this movie and what was happening with all of these guys, they have massive wealth, massive resources, completely different from Bear in Obsession, who's
Right.
he's working in a car part store, whatever it was, and
It's like a record store. Yeah.
yeah, something like that. And then you got Quaid's character, who, I mean, he wasn't wealthy. He didn't have a whole lot of resources, which begs the question: how did he afford the AI robot? But that's a topic for another day.
I don't know.
But
That's a
But
good question.
these guys in Blink Twice, they all have massive resources. So they have access to pretty much whatever women they want to have access to. And the fact that they are resorting to going to this private island, and again, spoilers, they're going to this private island and they're participating in this thing where these women are being drugged and they're abusing them at night and doing whatever they want to them.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that isn't incel behavior. That is predatory behavior.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
there's a difference. So these guys, they probably all had wives, they probably had girlfriends or whatnot, mistresses. So it's not that they can't get a woman, they just prefer to have something that's so private and secretive and autonomous to where it gives them free range to do whatever they want and abuse another human being.
Yeah.
That it's strictly predatory behavior and not, oh, I can't get a woman. I'm just, I'm willing to do anything to have somebody love me. They didn't care about having them love them. They care about being able to abuse them and do whatever they want to them.
Yes. Yeah, definitely not necessarily. Well, what would you do if you gave an incel a bunch of money? What would they do with that? Something like this?
And also it could be that a lot of these guys, they probably, in their younger years before they had a lot of resources, they probably were incels. Growing up in high school and college and whatnot, they probably were nerds and, women, the girls didn't
They're
like them.
tech billionaires, so
right.
Maybe they grew up kind of techie a bit.
Yeah, when you become a guy, once you become successful and you've grown up your whole younger life as an incel, now you're just an incel-minded guy with a lot of money. Like, yeah, you have
could be some incel mentality because their behavior. Yeah, they do. Well, Channing Tatum definitely does get women. I'm sure he can. He works out. So I'm sure he can get women, and he's had girlfriends, but. He still chooses I don't want to say, is it easier route to abuse these women than to formulate a real relationship with women? I think he did have a real girlfriend, though, or a wife or something. No, he had a girlfriend, I think. Yeah, I think he had a girlfriend off the island. So is it easier to do that and then treat these women as disposable women? Because some of them were killed for sure on that island.
Yeah.
Then to cultivate that relationship. I guess he had a girlfriend though, but it's a bit
but he can't
but
do
not pure incel. Yeah.
Yeah, he can't do to his girlfriend what he's doing to these women on this island.
That's right.
So again, that goes back into predatory behavior.
Yeah, it's a predator for sure. And, this movie coming out when it did P. Diddy Epstein files and everything, it's like this movie, Zoe Kravitz says, is directly inspired by a lot of things that she saw in real life. Probably going to these parties or going to these islands. Maybe not exactly, obviously, just like this movie, but inspired by true events, I would say, which is terrifying, honestly. This is based in, could be reality, just in a movie format. And so that's terrifying. The other movies we're describing, first one is Magic, and the second one is like AI advanced technology. This movie, Blink Twice, is much more realistic in what could happen and how you're saying predator, but also how someone maybe potentially could have been an incel, gaining power and money and what they would do with it. Become a predator.
I don't think any of us would really classify P. Diddy as an incel. I mean,
no.
P. Diddy can have access to so many women in the world.
Jeez. Well, not anymore. He's in jail, right?
Yeah, he could. He used to.
Right. Not currently.
But, who God knows what happens at some of those parties that he's had. So, I definitely think that's predatory behavior.
Channing Tatum and then those other guys there, very predatory, like extreme predatory. And they went after women too that were just like waitresses or like upcoming like actor girls or model girls. So it was not like, I think his girlfriend who was like already like a powerful kind of a woman. Right. You're right. He would never be able to do what he's doing to her, what he did to these women.
It's women that can't defend themselves. They don't have resources. You do whatever you want to them. even if it comes down to you making them disappear, nobody's really gonna, you know, yeah, they'll have some people looking for them, but you could easily just make that go away.
Yeah, exactly. But it was satisfying at the end of this movie that Channing Tatum got what was coming to him, and what was it? She sprayed that perfume on him,
Yeah,
and he just forgot everything. Man, that was a great ending. That was a great ending. I felt like vindicated for those women on the island because she was able to control him and use his money for other things. You know, she's basically it's like, I think, did she marry him at the end? The main girl. She became like the sole executor of his estate or somehow.
yeah,
Like he signed it away to
yeah.
her.
Some kind of way that happened. Yeah,
Some kind of way that happened. So that was a great ending to that. But it was really terrible, the events of that island. And you know, honestly, I really hope no one experiences anything that happened in that movie, because that movie, Blink Twice, is the most realistic one so far. And
yeah. That's something that could, I'm sure, it probably already has happened in life.
yeah,
You know, something of similar lines along that, of people
yeah.
being kidnapped and brought to an unknown place and being
Hmm.
drugged and things happening to them, and that's not cool. It's not cool at all.
Yeah, definitely. People, watch out there. You know, just take care of yourself and don't be trusting strangers if they promise you a bunch of things like Channing Tatum did to the main girl. Which, by the way, great performance. I forgot what's her actor name, but she was great in this. I love this movie. For the
Yeah,
performance is not like what he does to them is terrible. But this movie to me is very watchable. I feel like you always see like something a little different in this movie. So I've seen it maybe like twice and I have a good time with it. Even though the
yeah. I
events were
forget her
terrible.
name. I forgot her name too. But everything that I've seen her in, she's always great. So
Yeah, she's good in that movie. So also, well, no. So in 2022, we have two movies, but one of them, I'm not sure entirely if it's incel, but it has been listed as part of this incel genre. And I'm talking about here The Menu 2022. In this movie, we have Nicholas Holt, right? And Anna Taylor-Joy. He brings her, man, I don't know these characters' names. He brings her over to Ralph Fiennes. He's like the most popular chef in the world, like a Gordon Ramsay,
right,
but like even more of an asshole, like asshole to the extreme, to the secluded place, and basically they're all food critics. But you know, Nick Holt's character, he doesn't really know. We find out later he doesn't really know Anna Taylor-Joy character that well, and well, this is a horror movie because Ralph Fiennes' chef character is out of his mind in this. He is just hating on all these food critics, and he has a vendetta against every single one of them. And he this movie's all right. I found the whole food critic thing maybe like too much a bit on the nose, but whatever, it's fine. Like, I get it. Food critics could be annoying and snobby, and chefs hate it. Like, I understand, but they're saying that this is part of the incel kind of genre because Tyler, Nicole's character, he is obsessed with the chef, our main chef, and he's willing to do anything to sacrifice his date, Anna Taylor-Joy, just to get this connection with the chef. And he also has a huge ego, saying like, what does she know about food? Like, he's the critic. So I can see it a little bit. I don't know if I classify this, you know, everything about what he does as incel behavior, but he is obsessed with the chef, and he does treat Anna Taylor-Joy like crap throughout the whole frickin' movie. Man, it was terrible. That was like so cringe, any of their interactions. I'm like, girl, just leave. But she couldn't. She
yeah.
couldn't leave.
I don't really classify this as incel at all. That's why when I seen it on the list, I was like,
It was on the list, yeah.
what makes this incel? Like it? I don't know, but I mean, cause so for me, as you know, ever since I've been out of the military, that's been my profession, is a chef. So I've been a chef for close to 20 years now, and I can really understand this movie. I can dissect this movie and break a whole lot of things down as to what the guy was feeling like with the girl, and what the girl was feeling like, and what the chef was feeling like, and why he was doing what he was doing. And I just I don't see any incel behavior going on in this movie. Um, I think what's his name? The guy who was like obsessed with the chef.
Tyler, it says.
Yeah, yeah. I think he was clearly in this for like the clout of it. He wanted the
Yeah.
clout of it, you know, being able. Oh, I'm here with the most popular chef in the world. I'm on his island. I'm eating his food. You know, like this is just my date. She's a prostitute. You know, she's a nobody. You know, like
She is a prostitute.
yeah, he doesn't care. You know, like
Yeah.
he's just there for his own clout, and she was just there as basically like a Hermes Birkin bag on his arm. Like that's
He just wanted someone to go with him that I guess was also pretty, you know, just like a pretty.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. Like arm candy for sure. There maybe part of the incel is that he wasn't able to bring his girlfriend like because of his obsession with the chef. Like he was just obsessed with being the food critic. I think there's some
Yeah.
kind of commentary like that. So the girlfriend left him, and he wasn't able to repair that. So he
yeah,
got
but
into enjoyment.
even with that, I don't think that was
know if
incel
terribly
though. Because,
incel, but he
Yeah.
should have just gone by himself instead of bringing her along. Where I think he did. I don't know if he thought it was going to be a dangerous situation, but he thought it was going to be an odd situation.
but I don't think he brought her along as far as for it being like in fear of it being a dangerous situation. You gotta look at everybody else that was there. All of these
Yeah.
other people that were there at this dinner, they were all like elite people. You know, rich people,
Yeah.
high status. They're all there for the same reason: the clout of being invited to this private chef's, you know, private island, eating his private menu, and having all his private cooks and all that stuff. So it's a status symbol. You know, you don't go
Yeah.
to an event like that by yourself. You bring a beautiful woman that elevates your status as a man. You know, so that's how he's looking. Yeah.
So what's going on like red carpet events too.
Yeah, you don't go nowhere. You don't go nowhere solo dolo. Not to an event like that.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
it's like all these. You gotta be the cream of the crop in amongst company like that. You want to
Gotta have a
stand
pretty
out.
girl.
So right, what better way for a man to stand out than to show up with his nice tailor-made suit with a beautiful woman on his arm?
I guess it's, well, it just speaks to his character because he was kind of treating her like crap. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, I'm the food critic. Or like, I know about food. Like, I know about everything. Like, look what it is. And she's like, this is all whack as hell, which, fair. That was not food for food. That was just food for taste. So
Right.
don't go there hungry. Do not
Yeah,
go there
well,
hungry.
it wasn't even like food for taste. It was just so the chef, he was so incredibly tired of providing food for people who it wasn't nourishment to them. It was just
Right.
status, right?
Yes.
And so he was tired of that because the core of his love for making food it came from actually preparing food that people enjoy, and it gave them nourishment, it gave them life, you know. And these rich people, it's not that for them. It's just
Right.
simply a status. You know, he's just another Gucci bag, Hermes Birkin, and he doesn't want to be that. He's tired of that. So that's
Yeah.
why when she said, "Make me a cheeseburger,"
Yo, for
he
real,
let her
food is
go.
not
He
real
let
food.
her live because of that.
He realized it's like she is not a pretentious prick. Like, this girl is like a normal,
Right.
like appreciates food for what it can provide for you. Like a cheeseburger, like that's comforting.
Right.
That can also nourish you. You know, it's got the meat, the cheese, and the bread or whatever. It's like can nourish you, comfort food. So he can respect that, and she wasn't looking at it like make me a bougie.
Yeah, make me some shit that doesn't have any taste, and I'm just gonna eat it so I can say I had his food on this private island. Look at me, blah blah blah. No,
Now, would you go to that island if you were invited to this menu situation?
I mean I'm not gonna lie, I probably would, you know, but you know, hey, you know, I enjoy all aspects of food though. So for me, it wouldn't just be like a status thing. It would just be I'm getting the experience of being able to experience this creative chef's, you know, things, you know, but for them, they didn't even look at it in that sense. Like,
No, they didn't look at it like that. They looked at it like just to critique it like a status symbol type of thing. Yeah.
right.
They were just all talking crap the entire time. They were so annoying. I'm like, y'all gotta die.
Right.
They do. They do. It was good.
And they all died as they deserve to die, as s'mores.
I This movie had some good kills. Okay, I will give it that. The premise itself, yeah, you're a chef, so it definitely hits harder for you. For me, I was like, I guess food critics are annoying. I understand, and this is along the same times as when. Is this the first or second season of The Bear becoming very popular on Hulu or FX? So there was a lot of like, what is it? A lot of discussion about like chef and culinary food and stuff like that, and you know what I'm saying. So this was around the same time in 2022, because I think now we're on the fifth season of The Bear. Somebody will tell me in the comments.
Yeah,
I watched that show. But,
but
I like the movie The Menu. It was okay. It had some good.
Yeah, I
kills.
liked it. I liked it. I mean, even just looking past the whole chef mentality of it, I legitimately thought it was a good movie.
It's pretty good.
Now, especially when the part that really got me was the guy when he was actually the guy that killed himself. So for the guy, he was actually a course in the menu. So that was
that's some Hannibal Lecter
and I think
stuff.
that was because he wanted to, if I'm recalling correctly, he wanted to be elevated to like the status of the chef. So he offed himself for the sake of the menu, which was like, man, it don't get much more dedicated than that. You offing yourself for the sake of the menu because you want to be at the level that your boss is at. Like, come on.
I know.
Coming back from that.
It was also making it like the commentary. It's like part of this like culinary or chef thing is like cultish. So definitely a cult in this movie.
It is
definitely a cult in this movie.
The chef life is very culty.
I've only worked front of the house. I haven't worked back of the house, but it can be like that. You gotta be on top of your game back there. Okay.
Yeah, but as far as going back to the original of it being incel, I don't get the incel out of it.
It was part of the list, and I feel like I could see like a smidgen, like a tiny aspect of it, but overall, I would say not really. And I would say in the movies that we've discussed, this is probably the weakest example of incel mentality or behavior. Like
now
or
insecurity, yes. Overly ambitious, yes.
Yes.
Incel, not so much.
Yeah. But this next movie we're going to talk about, now this is pure incel, I'm going to say behavior and mentality. And this movie came out in the same year. Don't Worry, Darling, 2022. And I just saw this movie this morning, so this is fresh off my mind. This gotta be incel behavior. Okay, so we have Florence Pugh. What is her character name? I just thought Ashley. It's Ashley. And Harry Styles. They are a couple, what seems to be like a 1950s environment. Florence Pugh
it's
character.
Called Victory.
Victory. She's a doting wife, Florence Pugh. She cooks, she cleans, she looks fabulous all the time. Girl, your hair is great. I'm always looking at the makeup on the hair. Looks great. I love it. Outfits, I love it too. Honestly, I'm not mad at any of that. Doting wife to her husband, Harry Styles. I forgot. What's his name? I just saw this. I forgot. He's... I don't remember nobody's names, but he goes to work and he comes back and they really get along. They're having sex all the time. It looks like they have an amazing relationship, but not everything is what it seems. Spoilers, because basically this whole town is not real or real in our real reality. It's real in more of a virtual reality sense. This is like a Black Mirror episode, honestly. San Junipero or something. So I know you don't watch Black Mirror, but people will know what I'm talking about. It's like a virtual reality. This movie is definitely incel behavior because Harry Styles is a freaking loser in this movie IRL. And he puts himself into a position where he is able to control and manipulate his girlfriend to stay with him and love him because she was done with his crap. She's a successful doctor and he is a incel 4chan video game nerd that doesn't even know how to boil a pot of water to make rice. So when they showed Harry Styles in real life, like being the incel boyfriend, I was like, you look like you smell. You are greasy. You did not take a shower today. The problem with this movie, I feel like it should have gotten more hype, and this should be one of the first ones brought up for incel behavior. I feel like it was overshadowed by the drama of the movie being made from the actors and director. So this movie was overshadowed by that drama, but actually I like this movie, and I felt like the soundtrack and the cinematography were good. I like this movie. This is a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Very watchable.
So absolutely. Beautiful movie, great movie, well acted, well written. I love the movie. That's no doubt about that. But this is a big but here. Incel behavior, no, it is not incel behavior, because he doesn't have a problem with finding. He had a woman. He was with her. They were in a relationship. He was with her. He was unhappy with the status of the relationship. So
that's true.
She was a successful doctor, I think it was, or whatever her profession was. She was successful, and he was
like
jealous
a
of
bone
that.
doctor, like an orthopedic doctor.
Right, and he's like sitting at home doing nothing. Basically.
He's unemployed. Yeah.
Right, and so he was very jealous, and he was very uncomfortable with his role as the man in the relationship. So this is a control freak. This is a guy that you could be married to, and he's unhappy with the roles in the relationship, and so he wants to force some type of a change, in his favor. He wants control. He doesn't wear the pants in the family. He wants to wear the pants in the family, but he's not willing to put in the work to get there. So he's cheating. He's using cheating methods to put himself in the role as the head of the house, wearing the pants. That's not necessarily incel behavior, because he's in a relationship. He got the woman. He's not a involuntary celibate. He's just not happy with the status of the relationship and the roles. So he's an asshole.
I feel like that's like incel mentality, at least. Men that are mad that women have a higher status for them, it makes them feel inferior and also emasculating them. So it's like he's not able to handle any of that. His wife, highly successful orthopedic surgeon, she's like, I just did 11 surgeries today. That's a lot. Girl, you got it. She's like, and then at the end of the movie, she's like, I love my job. I was good at my job. Like, it was my life, She liked her job. She was good at it. He took that from her. Because why? Because his ego couldn't
insecure.
take it. His ego couldn't take it. That's, you're describing incel things. Those are incel thoughts.
It's not necessarily incel, though, because the incel, he can't get the person. That's the thing. He can't get the person. So he's willing to manipulate, lie, and create whatever situation he has to create to get the person. He had the person, but he wasn't happy with the situation. So he had to manipulate and alter the situation.
But did he really like her, though? That's also incel things, too. Did he really like her? Because if he really liked her and loved her, he would have known that she likes her job and not take it away from her. That's what I'm saying. Could a person become an incel? Also, it's like how it didn't seem like they were like very physical or together that much. She was always working and he was unemployed. So maybe it was a temporary incel mentality. Temporary incel behavior.
I think it was more of he's a failed male mentality.
In his eyes. Well, I would just call him like a loser human.
Yeah,
honestly.
he's just a loser.
He's a loser, yeah. He's a straight up. I love that they showed him like that too.
He's not the loser so much in the sense that he can't get the woman, right? Like he was able to get her. He did get her.
I don't know how.
So he doesn't necessarily have to be involuntarily celibate, but he's just unhappy with his role in the relationship that he has gotten himself into. So again, he's an asshole.
No, he sucks for sure. He sucks. Man, that dude sucks. Because the whole time you're watching this movie and you're like, there's a strange horror aspect to it. They have these like horror tropes in there. It's like, what's horrific about this victory town? And that's why it's not real. And a lot of people are forced, a lot of women are forced there against their will, except for one woman who was there because she wanted to see her children and she can see them virtually in victory.
Right.
So that's the only time I could see like, oh, okay, that's sad, but that's not against her will. At least Olivia Wilde's character, the neighbor, she was like, I want to be here. Like, I want to see my children. I want to be around my children. But the other women, that's incel. I'm telling you.
I mean, I guess if you look at it from the standpoint of, it could be incel mentality in the aspect that maybe these guys, they started out as incel, and they actually overcame their incelism to a certain degree and were able to get the woman, but now they're afraid of losing the woman, so now they have to trap them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no way you just be like, hey, I'm gonna do this one day. Like, where does that thought enter your mind? I'm gonna trap my girlfriend in a virtual reality and make her love me. I think it's the make her love me. It's the trapping and make her love me, because she was kind of like programmed to love him more, you know,
right?
Stripping away all of her previous knowledge and memories of anything. So
yeah, she's just gonna stay in the house, clean, and love me, make me food, and love me. What a freaking... It's pathetic, honestly. So
not
now,
pathetic if like women do that. I'm saying it's pathetic. Like, this is your dream for a woman, and she doesn't want that. That's pathetic. Like, I understand you could be a stay-at-home mom, and that's your choice. That's totally fine. That's wrong if you want someone to do it when they don't want to do that. Take away their choices.
So now my question to you is, if a guy want to place you in that situation and take away all memories of all this life right here, and you would just be placed in that situation to where you love him, and all you have to do is cook, clean, and take care of the kids, and have no knowledge of stress, bills, going to work, none of that, would you take him up on that offer?
And this is a virtual reality?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. No, because it's not real. And also, did you see her body be looking decrepit on that bed? That's messed up. No, man.
Well, they could digitally enhance your body, okay?
In the virtual reality, but not in real life. Sure. No, I mean, I guess like if I didn't know any better and I didn't realize it, like the other neighbor girls, it's like, what choice do I have? But you're saying, would I willingly go? No, yeah. I wouldn't.
If he came to you and was like, hey, this is the situation, I can put you in the machine and you will be happy. You will cook dinner. You will clean. I'll go to work every day. We'll have the perfect life. We can have 50 babies if you want. And 50? Be happy in this life.
What are you talking about, 50 babies? 50 babies? No, man. What is this? No, they don't even have internet. Forget it. They don't. Right. Maybe throw some Birkin bags.
Yeah. I'll get you all the Birkin bags you want, all the Gucci bags. We can have spinning Gucci rims on the cars, all that.
If I knew that it was fake, I would be, and like, let's say I went in there, I would be like, man, I want to get out of here, because it's not real. It's not going to, I feel like it's not ultimately going to make you happy. It's not real. I'm sorry. It's kind of like if you saw, oh my God, that movie was Sam Rockwell, the one that just came out last year. The people who are living in that virtual reality. I know you've seen it. The people be going in the machines and they're like, you know, they want to live there. I don't want to live in a machine. That's like Matrix shit right there too.
So no Matrix life.
No, what is it called? Good luck, have fun, don't die.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Those people want to live in that virtual reality where the sunset or whatever is beautiful or whatever thing. It's like, I wouldn't want to live in victory. Then I got to be, now I'm just being mean. I'll be talking to all these bitches and we all be doing ballet. It's like, bro, can I go have some other freaking hobbies that's not like cleaning and cooking, please? I don't
Like,
know.
hi, I baked bread. You want to trade bread? Did you make some pies or something? Want to trade
What
pies for
conversations
bread?
is this? I'd rather be having incel conversations like this than pie conversations. Yeah, can they even watch movies? Were they watching any TV? No, negative.
So yeah, I think that it's very much possible that it could have started for a lot of these guys. It could have started as incel mindset, incel mentality, and they were able to overcome their incelism to some degree and get a woman, but now they're in fear of losing them, so they resorted to being the asshole and
Yes.
trapping them.
Except for that one woman that was there from her own free will. Let them do
Yeah,
that.
she was
You-
there
if you
because
wanna
of
be
her
there from your own
kids.
free will, from your own sadness thing, totally fine, no problem. It's the fact that these women had no idea. So, so creepy, because you got to be taking care of the body of the woman, and then these men go to work.
Right.
Man, this movie is messed up for sure. I did like this
Yeah.
movie a lot, though.
I love the movie, and it's not horror, but it's one that I definitely enjoyed watching. So.
It's like a thriller, I would say.
Yeah.
It's like a thriller. It has small horror aspects to it. So,
I mean, the situation is horrific. So it could have been
the
built.
girl like hit her head on the glass and like
Yeah,
knife herself. There's some horror aspects to it, very mild though. But yeah, I wouldn't consider it horror. This is like a thriller for sure.
yeah.
Sci-fi thriller, even sci-fi thriller.
Definitely sci-fi.
Definitely sci-fi. So.
Yeah.
But we have we're going to be having some honorable mentions, but probably our last movie on the list, which I haven't seen, so you're going to tell us all about it. But Passengers 2016, this is one of the ones that they had brought up the most as being incel genre movie.
So I really don't think that this movie is incel so much, and I'll explain why after I just give the basic premise of the movie since you haven't seen it. So it's about this space vessel, and they're traveling to like this distant planet. They're basically relocating like 5,000 people, and it's like it's gonna take them like over 100 years to get there. And this guy who's, I think, is it Chris Pratt, right? Chris Pratt.
Yes, Chris Pratt. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he wakes up. They're all in hibernation on this ship, and his pod like malfunctions, and he wakes up like 90 years early or some crap like that. So, I mean, you wake up 90 years early on a spacecraft floating in space, going to a planet that's 120 years away. You're gonna die before you get there. So he wakes up and he's alone. He's the only one awake on this space vessel. And the incel mentality probably comes from the fact that he's tired of being alone. Pretty much the only person he has to talk to on the ship up until a certain point is this AI robotic bartender who's like serving him drinks and stuff.
Okay.
And he decides that, well, I need human companionship. So he goes and finds a woman's pod and he wakes her up. And that's all so that he doesn't have to be alone for the next 90 years and die alone. And he tells her that, it's a malfunction. You woke up, via malfunction just like I did. And, now we're stuck awake together. And we have to make sure that the ship gets to where it needs to go because it's in the path of an asteroid and all this crap, blah, blah, blah. And eventually she finds out that he woke her up on his own without it being an accident because the AI robot bartender tells her by accident.
Because probably the AI bartender robot can't lie.
Right. And so it creates a whole dramatic situation between him and her. Like, she's like, you doomed me to death with you because you didn't want to be alone. And they're trying to save the ship. She gets into a situation where she could go back into hibernation because she goes into the little escape pod thing, and it's able to put her back into hibernation. But she decides not to do it and decides to stay with him because she actually has developed a connection with him. And so they end up dying together. And then at the end of the movie, when the people wake up, there's like all this flora and fauna all over the ship where, you know, stuff has grown because they've done all this kind of crazy stuff and made trees grow and all this stuff in there. But they're dead. And the people wake up, all the rest of the crew members wake up, and they're at the planet where they should be. And that's how the movie ends. But I don't think that this movie is a situation of incel because it comes down to the human factor of humans aren't meant to be alone. And so that's what he was experiencing. He was facing, I'm going to float around out here for however many years out of 90 years and die alone unless I wake somebody else up. And so you have to sympathize with that from the human aspect because who wants to die alone floating in space?
Ryan Gosling in Project Hail Mary?
Oh my God.
Just kidding. No, he didn't. That's a lie. That's a lie. He didn't want to go on the ship. That's a lie. Spoilers. Spoilers for all the movies. It just says here the incel angle originally marketed as a romance. It functions as horror where a man prioritizes his loneliness over a woman's entire life, bodily autonomy, and future.
Yeah. So it strictly came down to him not wanting to die alone floating in space.
I mean, I guess we could kind of all relate to that. I mean, that AI bartender is not going to cut it, and then you're awake for how many years, like, by yourself. It doesn't end well for people in movies when that happens and they're alone.
Right.
For so many years. So I guess, yeah, they do. People are, this is part of the list of the incel genre movies. And I guess it's because he wakes her up, I guess, without her consent, you know. But he woke up from a malfunction too. But I guess the thing is he lied about it.
He did lie about it.
And
also, if we're going strictly by the definition of what is an incel, an involuntary celibate, he was involuntarily celibate. So I guess in a way you could look at it as he is an incel.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't watched this movie, but I guess, I mean, did he have sex with her on the ship?
They've had very, very, very intimate encounters. I'll put it that way.
Okay, well, I guess then the aspect would come. Did he like her before?
He knew nothing about her before.
He knew nothing about her before. He just randomly picked her because she was pretty.
Yeah, basically.
That's incel behavior. That wasn't his friend, right?
No,
he's like,
it wasn't.
Let me wake up my friend. Is that that I love, that loves me? You know, like whatever.
Yeah, no, he knew nothing about her. She knew nothing about him. They never met before. Nothing.
That's what I'm. Okay, so they might be right on the internet over here because he didn't wake up a friend. He woke up a pretty girl so that he could have sex with her.
Hey, I'm being fair on this one because at the end of the day, he was an involuntary celibate. Now? Granted, he didn't have any options to try to get anyone prior to waking her up, but it was involuntary. So from the core base of the definition, it would classify him as an incel. And
that's weird to think of Chris Pratt as an incel because he's always playing these characters as like, not really.
Right.
Well, I guess Guardians, but.
And then I will say this. So after he woke her up, and she found out that it was all bullshit, that he just lied to her and, he woke her up against, it wasn't an accident. He was very distraught and trying to get her back, get her to talking to him and all that stuff. And a lot of that was incel behavior because he's like, if she doesn't come back, then I'm back to where I started, so what do I do? Am I going to go wake somebody else up? Like, what's going on?
Stop waking people up. You need the team to make it to the planet or whatever, right?
Right. So a lot of it was he had a very real fear of being alone, and so I guess to a degree, that is incel behavior because I place myself in that situation, right? Like if I was alone and I don't want to screw up anybody else's life, so if that's a sacrifice I have to make to be an honorable man and you know,
Well, what if it's
just
like your friend, like your really good friend?
now if it
Maybe
was a really good friend, somebody that I knew, I probably would wake him up like,
yeah,
hey
I probably
man,
won't like him.
I'm not doing this alone. We're gonna
Wake
play
up.
we're gonna play bones together and dominoes and spades.
Tic tac toe all day,
Yeah,
cards. Yeah. Poker. Yeah, but this is like a beautiful woman he doesn't know. Would you just wake up a
right,
random beautiful woman out of like a bunch of other people, right? That he could pick from?
right. I mean, there was like 5,000 people on the ship, so
What?
I
Okay, I
mean
thought there
it's
was maybe like 10.
no, there
You
was
talking
there
about
was
5,000
5,000
You
people.
didn't have not one friend in that 5,000 group? That's incel
I mean, I,
behavior.
I guess at the end of the day, though, it's kind of hard to say what you would do because
Yeah,
in
I don't
that
know.
situation, like it's hard to place yourself in that situation, being floating millions of miles away in space,
Knowing that
and
you're gonna die on the ship, like before you
right,
reach your
facing
destination.
90 years alone. You're not even gonna live that long, but that's how long you've got to go, so you're gonna die alone. It's hard to face that as a person.
I mean, it says it was marketed as a romance. Would you say it's a romance? This is a sci-fi movie, though.
It definitely is. It's got romance in it, especially when she didn't know that he did her wrong. It was very much romance. They were spending a lot
Damn,
of time
this movie
together,
was so.
eating meals together, drinking together. The AI robot serving them all kind of stuff.
I guess is that incel behavior? Like he woke her up, like hoping that they would be in a romantic relationship, or he just wanted to wake her up and see what would happen.
I think it was more of he woke her up and he was like, if it goes well, then I just won't say anything and we'll both just experience this time together until we die and that's gonna be it. Like,
Bruh.
you know.
I don't know, man. All of that is very questionable to me. Go find your friend and then wake them up.
Yeah.
Instead of a random woman you don't know. What the hell?
I don't think
I
he had any
guess.
friends though.
Oh, well, that's a Chris Pratt problem, huh? I'm just kidding.
So
5,000 people, you don't
put-
have a friend?
place yourself in that situation then. What would you do?
I wake up my friend. I'm
But
sure
if
I
you
have
didn't
one.
if you didn't have any friends out of those 5,000 people, what would you
The
do?
captain.
The captain?
I don't know. Someone in charge. Do I have their profiles? Like I could read it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then maybe someone that can plant things. I don't know. Someone that would be beneficial during a time like this. Not just the most beautiful person.
So you saying in that type of situation you would have
Oh, you're
You
saying
would've-
as opposed to not waking somebody up? Okay. Maybe, I don't know. I will wait to see how long until I don't wake somebody up.
so you would have probably woken up a person that would have been like beneficial to the situation. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
my pod malfunctioned. I'm awake. Other
Like
things
an
may
engineer or
happen.
something. Like an engineer. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Well,
could
they
have been
and that's good that you say that because they actually did. They ended up an engineer ended up waking up. Now he ended up dying, but
Well, I mean, let's pretend like the engineer woke up and then maybe fixed my pod and then was able to get back in the pod. Something that will help the situation, not just someone maybe I could hook up with. I don't know. What is
right.
it?
So
I'm
so
not looking
that's
for a
what
romance in a spaceship.
so that's what cements it as incel behavior to you because
Yeah.
he woke up a person based off of physical interest. It wasn't
Instead of
somebody
the interest for the situation, like
Right.
maybe he could go back into the pod.
right. Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, who would you wake up? Your friend.
I mean, I would want to wake up somebody that could help me get back to sleep in my pod
Yeah,
so that
no,
I
I
don't
wouldn't
die.
want to die. I would want to go back in the pod, like ultimately. Like,
Yeah.
okay, how many engineers do we got to wake up to like get back in these pods? Because you're not gonna make it to the 100 years like alive on the ship.
Right.
You have to go back in the pod. So
Yeah.
I guess. What was Chris Pratt's skill? Did he have any? Like, was he?
I I don't remember what his skill was in that movie. It's been a while ago since I seen it. But he didn't have anything that was like super relevant, like to the
Okay.
situation. Like he had a
Yeah.
relevant skill that was relevant to them once they get to the planet, but not on the ship.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. So I have not seen this movie. Maybe I'll give it a go.
It's definitely entertaining. It's definitely
Yeah.
worth watching. So it's not horror at all, really.
This is definitely Passengers 2016 is definitely sci-fi romance. Sci-fi
Yeah,
romance.
sci-fi romance is definitely what it is.
Yeah. So, well, that is definitely the list of the movies that we have, but I have two honorable mentions here that one is an episode and one is another movie that neither of us have seen, but I'll definitely give it a mention. So my first mention is Black Mirror season 4 episode 1 USS Callister. Now, this season started off really strong with this episode. The premise of the episode is we have Jesse Plemons. He is a captain of a ship. It's like they're in space and it's kind of got like a Star Trekky vibes. As the show progresses, you figure out, and of course spoilers, that Jesse Plemons is actually the guy that programmed this program to make it seem like they're on this ship. And why this is incel behavior is because one of the girls that he likes in the office where he works at, he took her likeness and made an AI like a AI personality that's sentient and self-aware, and put it in to the girl in his program. She eventually does figure out, the girl in the program, the virtual girl, that she is a virtual girl, that she does not belong in there because she thinks she is the human girl because it's her like mentality. So it is definitely incel behavior because he tortures her. He does things to her in the virtual environment, not the real environment, to have power over her. And also, you know, he is greasy and doesn't look like he smells good. He's just on his computer all day, just like living in this, would rather live in this program controlling the girl and everyone else instead of living the real world and maybe asking that girl out that he has a crush on. So this is like prime incel behavior. I know you haven't seen the episode, but it definitely is like, that is definitely the vibes that his character is giving off. So definitely an honorable mention.
That's definitely incel behavior. That fits right in the same realm as Bear.
Yeah,
Like,
it's very similar.
You don't have the ability to get the girl that you want in the real world, so you go and you do something so outlandish as to recreate her in the AI world and do all of these things to get what you want with this particular person. That is an incel. Because why not just go and talk to her and try to see if she has an interest? She might actually be interested if you talk to her.
And take a shower.
And take a shower and comb your hair and not be so greasy.
Always so greasy. Take a shower. Take a shower. Go approach her. Don't say weird things. Just ask her out for a cup of coffee. You'd be surprised, you know, like you don't know where this is going or whatever thing. But he doesn't do that and decides to, like you said, do these extremes and put her basically into this program, which he built this program on the side. He's supposed to be working on this video game, so he has the with technology to build something like this, but he's working on it on the side for his own selfish means, basically to have access to the girl and some other people on the ship as well, you know, to have control over them or whatever. But yeah, it's very incel what he does, and how he is in the real world is like exactly what you would think an incel is like, you know, just like creepy, weird, says weird things, like greasy, like I said. Needs a shower. Gross apartment.
It's no different than Bear breaking the wish willow and saying, I wish for her to love me more than anything else in the world. You're altering a person's existence, basically.
Yeah. Her virtual existence, but the virtual existence thinks it's a real person.
Right.
And that this is a very good episode, honestly. If you guys there's another episode that ties in with this episode I think it's in season 6. So there's 2 episodes that in this USS Callister world where a lot of these Black Mirror episodes don't necessarily connect, and it does kind of wrap up more what happened in the first episode. So if you guys like Black Mirror and you haven't seen these episodes, I would definitely give it a watch because this one is really good. And this is like Jesse Plemons before like Begonia and like all these other movies that this is around the Fargo time. So he is really giving it his all. He is like max creepazoid in this. So
yeah, and I mean Jesse Plemons is great in everything he does anyway.
Yes.
So
I
really
enjoy anything he's in. I don't know if you've seen this movie Game Night. He's the cop in that with Jason Bateman.
Yeah,
and
I've
Rachel
seen
McAdams.
I've seen clips
He's
of
in it. He's so funny in this thing too. Like he's just like a weird cop guy too. That's also he's not an incel in that his wife left him or something like that, or maybe died. I forgot, but he's good in that too. He's great in this episode. You know, he's a movie star for sure. He is really giving it to us in this episode. And also is Christina Miliani, who we just saw in the Penguin TV show as the main girl. If you've seen that, is it called Penguin? The one with Colin Farrell.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Oh yeah. So she's in this episode. She's the girl that he takes her likeness. Very good. This episode is excellent. Proper incel like representation in this episode. Some other movies were a little bit questionable on this list, but this episode is. And I would say, as my last honorable mention, this is a movie, and my husband told me this, and this is available on YouTube for people to watch. Black Mirror is on Netflix. That's a Netflix show now, and it is called Boxing Helena, 1993. That's the year. I have not seen this movie. But in this movie, we have a surgeon who is deeply obsessed with a woman. The woman is the friend in Twin Peaks. So I haven't seen her in that many movies or anything like that. He's obsessed with her, and he basically does things to her so she can't leave him. And I guess, is this incel? He was getting with her, but she was choosing to end the relationship, and he made it where she physically cannot leave, and is a messed up thing that he does. So it's got definitely incel vibes because he cannot let her go, and he won't let her go. She needs to be with him, and he's going to extreme measures to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's definitely some incelnism woven in there. You know, it's kind of like what's the movie with I should remember this because I did a video on it not too long ago with the guy who plays Frodo. Oh, Maniac. You remember Maniac?
Maniac 2012?
Yeah.
Boy, you don't know that I love Maniac 2012.
Yeah. It's along the lines of that. Like, you will not go out tonight, and he's like peeling her scalp off. Like, yeah.
I love that movie.
So yeah, it's along the same lines of that. It's like, if you want to try to control a woman and force her, there's definitely some seeds of incelnism going on there.
Maniac 2012 is a really good horror representation of incel behavior. And I met Elijah Wood in Jacksonville, and I got him to sign my Maniac poster. He was like surprised. I'm like, yeah, no, this movie is good.
That movie, he is so good in that movie. And I'm surprised that a lot of people don't really talk about that. But
no, they don't talk about it. There's an old Maniac from the 80s, and I've seen that one, and I do like it too. A lot of good practical effects, but I really like 2012's Maniac. Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's a deep cut there. That's a deep cut. People don't know about that movie. That is definitely incel as well. It was not part of our list. We got a list here from Instagram, kind of circulating around because of obsession. And so we're kind of going through the list and kind of going through, what we consider incels and not, and our opinions on this, obviously, as we've seen almost all of these movies, except I haven't seen Passengers. And you haven't seen these 2 honorable mentions, but that's fine. We watch so many other things. And I'm sure there's so many other movies that have incel behavior like that as well. Yeah.
So any movie that's like with a guy he's holding a woman against her will, and this is what you will do, and if you do anything different, I'll do bad things to you. That is incel behavior.
Yes, exactly. So that, I mean, yeah, like I said, that movie Boxing Helena, that's on YouTube for free. People can watch it. It's not that long, less than 2 hours. So I would definitely give it a watch. Seems like it could be pretty entertaining, especially because this guy's a surgeon, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
he makes it so she cannot physically leave, if you know what I'm saying. I won't spoil this one, but I spoiled all the other ones. Also, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't want to spoil it incorrectly, but I do think I know what happens.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna have to check that one out.
yeah, I'm gonna watch this too, but I definitely did want to bring it up. I mean, there's so, like we said, there's so many movies that exemplify, represent this incel kind of behavior and mentality, but this is just a few of the ones definitely sparked by obsession, which definitely is incel behavior from the beginning. Bear, that dude is a messed up dude. That dude, he got what he deserved. He should have worked on himself. He should have stopped being so weird. Stop being so weird. I hate Bear. I hate that character.
I hated him too.
He sucks. That dude sucks. So I would just, but those are basically all the movies, I guess, like that's on our list. Any final thoughts, Staxx, on this conversation on incel behavior or movies about incel, or maybe what the future holds in horror for this incel genre that we're getting a lot of movies about?
Yeah, I definitely think we're going to be seeing a lot more of the incel horror genre. Like I said in the beginning of this, life is hard. It's getting increasingly more difficult for the average guy to build the life that, a lot of them want, So
Mm-hmm.
with that, it's going to inspire a lot of, fiction imitates reality and horror is fiction. So it's going to imitate a lot of what's happening in the real world. So as things become more increasingly difficult for guys, we'll definitely get more incel horror and seeing guys trying to implement the cheat code, if you will, with
Yeah.
trying to, get the woman that they want. So I'm here for it. I like the genre. It's a new upcoming drama, and it's always going to stimulate conversation. So I like it.
I like this genre too. I think these movies, a lot of these movies on this list, I really like Blink Twice, Obsession. I really like Companion, Some Good Kills, Don't Worry, Darling, I thought was also good, even though it was overshadowed by the drama of making the movie. But that's all right. The movie itself is pretty good. I do like this because at least in the horror genre, for the most part, these guys are going to get what they deserve. And that is incredibly satisfying. Where, like you said, it's fiction, but in reality, that doesn't always happen. But I like to see it in a fictionalized horror kind of a way, that these guys that are doing these incel behaviors, have these weird incel mentalities, they usually get what's coming to them. So I like seeing that in the movies. I mean, it's great. I'm having a good time with it. I mean, it definitely sparks up a lot of conversation. And like you said, if it's getting more difficult for men and women, like this whole social thing going on, this whole manosphere thing, we're going to be getting a lot more movies like this, I think, coming up.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think that they're very expensive to produce. They're not like they're not like a sci-fi thing normally, even though the USS character does have some sci-fi aspects to it. But these are more like realistic situations, or you can make it a realistic situation as well. So it doesn't have to be necessarily like, super CGI budget to make a movie like this, for example. So I think, a lot of directors and a lot of up and coming directors can, have an example of like Obsession for being made under $1 million and having a very thought provoking kind of a discussion around this movie topic. People are definitely discussing it.
And above all, the most important thing that I can say in this movie is just speaking from a male perspective. Any guys out there that have an issue, if you feel like you have an internal issue,
Give them
with,
advice.
Just social life, social anxiety, mental health, trying to build a life that you want, there's help available everywhere. Make sure you get help. Make sure you talk to people. Make sure you seek out people that can help you, because don't fall into the trap that you see in a lot of these horror movies. Yes, it's fiction, but a lot of this stuff happens in real life, and don't be that guy. Get help. Talk to the people you need to talk to. Make the changes you need to make in your life.
Right. Don't just rely on the internet or read forums that maybe can just feed into your own ideas and thoughts. Maybe seek some help and like have some self-reflection, and that could probably help you, maybe, not be like this.
Don't be like Bear. Don't be like Bear.
Don't be like Bear. That's terrible. I get, what would I say from a female perspective? Women can sniff a incel out. So, like,
Yeah.
immediately, usually.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Guys, they know. They definitely know.
Women can tell. Is the greasy look, like you were saying? You look really greasy. Yeah, no, it's true. I would say for women, a man doesn't have to be super confident like all the time. Like, people are human, you know, like we're all human, like we all have insecurities and stuff, of course, like everybody. But definitely, you know, you express your feelings and don't like let your thoughts like fester in a bubble in your head. It's just gonna, you know, you're just gonna keep feeding it into a vacuum. You know, talk to somebody, like you said. Maybe talk to real people in your life. Don't just talk and throw it out into the internet to validate whatever vacuum thoughts you have. Like, try to express yourself in a way that is healthy, and also seek advice from people that want the best for you and not necessarily trying to give you a rhetoric. Women can, like I said, women can spot out an incel, sniff out an incel because they smell. I'm just kidding. I'm throwing that trope because it's in these movies a lot, but they can sniff them out. And, you know, just somebody that is genuine. You just want to be yourself. And if yourself is like shy and a little insecure, that's fine. But also, it's okay to put yourself out there. It's okay to get rejected. It's okay to fail. Like, that's just part of life. Not everything has to be perfect, and not everything will totally work out all the time. You just have to, you know, move on or work on yourself and move on a little bit from that. It's okay. It's totally okay. It's fine to be rejected.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like you said, like your Navy friends afraid of being rejected. It's like, that just happens with part of life, you know. It does suck and it does hurt, but it's good to learn from that and move on. It's okay.
Yep.
You're right. You're all right, guys. Just get off the internet. I'm just kidding. Just get off those video games. Go outside. Talk to some people IRL. Even though we're talking virtually. We're talking virtually. Well, Staxx, this was definitely great having this conversation about incel horror with you. You've seen these movies. You watch a lot of horror movies just like I have. We were going to talk about another kind of movie subgenre, but we'll talk about that in another time. And it's great to have a male perspective on some of these like incel movies, incel tropes, and things like that, and not just, I guess, my female perspective. But it seems like we agree and disagree, and that's totally fine. Movies are a form of entertainment, a form of art, and it's good to have this discussion and to think about it a little bit deeper than just what the superficial surface of the movie is or what it's trying to portray to us. So I'm glad I had you here, Staxx, for this conversation. What a fun time talking about incel horror.
Absolutely. I had a blast. Very interesting conversation, entertaining topic, and I can't wait to do this again. So I'll definitely set something up with you, and we'll do this on my end and maybe we'll visit that other topic that we were going to talk about.
Oh man, you guys don't even know about the other topic. I was watching the movies for it, but honestly, I felt like they were boring. So there's not a lot of plot. It's all visuals. So, but I think we have a better, maybe a podcast idea than just watching those 4 movies. We'll do a comparison. I think that's a little bit better. But anyways, thank you, Staxx, for being on my podcast. This is a great time, and definitely follow Staxx on Instagram. He is horror_rocks, also horror.rocks on TikTok, and Horror Rockman on Facebook. So he's a great content creator. He watches a bunch of horror movies, a bunch of low budget, high budget, medium budget, all the budgets, all the genres, and he's always reporting his thoughts on these movies as well. Also, some reactions coming out of the theater. Those are fun. So
I appreciate you. Just horror. I love horror.
Yeah, me too. This is a good topic. Well, thank you, everyone, and I will see you guys in the next podcast. And we'll be seeing Horror Rocs, Staxx, some other time, I'm sure, when our schedules align, because it does seem like we are kind of busy sometimes. But thank you so much, and I will see you in the next episode.